A very good morning to all. Today, we are going to start a new chapter. That is chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is Sorting Materials into Groups. So, what is the name of the chapter? The name of the chapter is Sorting Materials into Groups. So, when you look around, you can see different things around you, right? You can see different things. So, these things are made up of different types of materials, right? So, these things are made up of different types of materials. So, some materials are natural, that means they are in the nature, that we get from the nature. And some materials are man-made. So, the things that we see around us, the different things that we see around us are made up of different materials. So, let's start with the class. So, here you can see different pictures. So, what are these? You can see the picture of a glass, then you can see the picture of plates, then a chair. So, what are these? What are these things? So, all these are objects, right? So, what are these? These are objects. If you look around, you can see many other objects like book, pen. So, all these are objects. So, what are objects? Anything which can be seen or felt are objects. So, this is a book. I can see this book. I can touch this book, right? So, this is a smart board. I can touch it. I can see this. So, objects are anything which can be seen or felt. So, that are objects. So, what about air? Is it an object? No, it is not an object. We cannot see it or we cannot touch it. It is not an object. So, anything which can be seen or felt, that is object. Okay. So, all these objects are made up of different kinds of materials. So, the objects are made of different kinds of materials. So, here you can see the picture of a mirror. So, you all have mirror in your home, right? So, what is it made of? What material is used? So, here glass is used. To make a mirror, we use glass. So, mirror is made of glass. So, the material used here is glass. Here you can see the picture of a table and it is made of wood. So, the material used here is wood. So, this furniture, that is this table, is made of wood. So, the material used here is wood. So, like that, different objects are made of different materials. If you take a glass plate, what is it made of? It is made of glass. If you look around, you can see many other different objects. What about your mobile phone, television, toys? So, what are these things made of? These are made of plastics. So, material used here is plastic. So, different materials are used for making different objects. So, the things that we see around us are made of different materials. Glass, steel, wood, plastic, all these are materials that are used for making an object. So, what are objects? Anything that can be seen or felt, we call it as objects. The next is what decides the use of materials. So, understanding the object and understanding the material helps us to analyze why certain objects are made of certain materials. So, when we understand the object or when we understand the material, it helps us to analyze why these objects, why certain objects are made of certain materials. So, let's take an example. Let's take the example of cooking utensils that we use for food preparation. So, the ideal material used for making cooking utensils are metals. Metals like copper, aluminium, steel, they are the ideal material for making cooking utensils. You know why? Because metals do not break easily And another important thing is they are good conductors of heat. That is, they allow heat to pass through them quickly. So, these metals do not break easily and these metals are good conductors of heat. So, the metals are ideal for making cooking utensils. So, what if we use plastic? Instead of metals, we use plastic for making cooking utensils. So, it is not possible. Why? Because first thing is that plastic is not a good conductor of heat. It is a bad conductor of heat. And plastics can melt due to extreme heat. So, it is not possible. Plastic is not an ideal material for making cooking utensils. So, metals are the ideal material for making cooking utensils because they do not break easily and they are good conductors of heat. For that, we need to understand the object, we need to understand the material, then it helps us to analyze why certain objects are made of certain materials. Here, you can see the picture of a boat and it is made of wood. So, wood is the material that is used for making this boat. So, wood is a hard material. And another important thing about wood is it floats in water. So, wood floats in water because wood is lighter than water so that it floats in water. If you take a piece of wood and if you just drop it in the water, you can see it does not sink in water. It floats on the water. It stays on the surface of the water. So, wood floats on water. And some wood are water resistant. So, such woods are used for making boat. Then, what about furnitures? Some furnitures are made of wood. So, wood is a hard material and it is soft enough to hammer the nails into it. So, we can cut the wood into different shapes and then we polish to make different furnitures. So, wood is ideal for making furnitures and for building homes. So, we need to analyze why certain objects are made of certain materials. The next is electric wires. So, which material is ideal for making electric wires? That is copper. So, copper is used for making electric wires. Why? Because they are good conductors of heat and electricity. So, copper is a good conductor of heat and electricity. It allows heat and electricity to pass them quickly. So, the one thing is copper is a good conductor of heat and electricity so that it does not melt at higher temperature. So, these electric wires are made of copper. In short, we can conclude that different objects are made of different materials. For that, we need to understand the object, we need to understand the material, and then we need to analyze why these objects are made of certain materials. So, for that, we need to know the properties of materials. So, in the coming classes, we will be discussing about the properties of materials. So, I hope this class was clear to you. So, that is about different kinds of materials. So, what are objects? Anything that can be seen or felt, we call it as objects. So, objects are made of different materials. So, steel, plastic, all these are examples for different materials. Then we learned what decides the use of materials. So, in the coming class, we will be discussing about the properties of materials. So, we will meet in the next class. Till then, thank you.